This is an automated message from Election Canada. This is an automated message from Election Canada. This is an automated message from Election Canada. Tuesday projected increase in voter turnout. Tuesday projected increase in voter turnout. Tuesday projected increase in voter turnout. Your polling locations have been changed.
To acknowledge that we're gathered here on unceded Coast Salish territory. Stephen Harper calls it a great place for an oil spill. I'm your MC today. My name is Charlie Demers. You may know me from a show called The Debaters on CBC. That show combines two things that Stephen Harper hates the most in the world. Public broadcasting and debate of any kind. It combines three things that he hates the most. Because at the end of the debaters, the audience gets to pick the winner by voting. Folks, I have some bittersweet news for us. We finally beat the Americans at something besides hockey. Voter fraud! Yesterday, one of the prime movers behind the Watergate scandal said that robocalls was worse than Watergate. How do you feel, Canada? We beat Watergate!
What does democracy mean to you? The right to vote? The right to an education? The right to be heard?
There was 1,000 women who rotated in front of the White House and just silently haunted President Woodrow Wilson.
Yesterday, March 2nd, BC had a BC high school student walkout, and we hope it left a strong impact on students all over the province.
And their shortest message was, democracy starts at home. It starts right here. And it starts with us. It doesn't start in the courts.
We want the students of BC to know that they have a voice, and we have a right to tell the government if we're not pleased with our education system.
There are two ridings we know where these crimes have already been reported. Vancouver South and North Vancouver. Those are crime scenes right now. And what we would like to propose is that maybe we should start haunting some of the folks who are, in our opinion, illegally inhabiting our government.
As our teachers go on strike Monday to Wednesday, if they decide to keep fighting for their rights, they will be fined. Where is the democracy in that?
This is why so many young people were gathered at the art gallery yesterday to stand up for what we believe is right. It truly showed that the youth are not ignorant, not lazy, and rowdy.
Yesterday was the beginning of something big, and we will not rest until something is done.
We want our voices to be heard, and I can promise that they will never be silenced, and we will continue to stand up for what is right. Students, take action, and it's time that we all take action.
This is the biggest fundamental disregard for democracy I have seen in this country. We are talking about illegal activity, misrepresentation of Elections Canada, misdirecting voters so they don't get the chance to vote. There is nothing more fundamental in a democracy. Talk to those fighting for it, dying for it. Nothing more fundamental than the right to vote. And anybody involved in the misdirection of people so they can't vote is engaged in criminal activity.
Treason!
Yes, others have said this, but certainly the prorogation of Parliament, the in and out scandals, the incredible focus on attack ads, the goal of which is voter suppression, the taking away of one thing that was fair on our broken voting system, the voter-directed subsidies to parties, so it wouldn't be corporate and union donations, but your vote directing a small amount of your taxes to a party. They took that away in this government. That's shameful. At this point, I think we have to be outraged.
I say Robo, you say con. Robo. Con. Robo. Con. I say Harper, you say arrest him. Harper. Arrest him. Harper. Arrest him. I say Robo, you say recall. Robo. Recall. Robo. Recall. I say election, you say fraud. Election. Fraud. Election. Fraud.
We need to ask the hard questions. Where did the lists come from? Where did the money come from? There is no way that it is an isolated, random CPC staffer effort when you have massive lists with tens of thousands of voters and massive amounts of money to pay for all of this robocalling. It's an organized, systematic effort, and we need to keep connecting the dots for people while Stephen Harper's Conservatives are going to be trying to downplay, distract, and delay. The second thing that we need to do is we need to connect the dots for people about what has happened to our democracy. From my perspective, our democracy was fundamentally compromised. In 2008, when the NDP, the Liberals, and the Bloc Québécois were going to pass a no-confidence vote on Stephen Harper's government, and he managed to avoid that vote by proroguing Parliament for the first time. It was in 2008, with that decision, that we ceased to be a functioning representative democracy. That's when it happened. And we need to connect that moment to the moment that we're in now. And so here's the next key play. We have to raise the stakes. It's not good enough for a couple of people to have criminal charges. It's not even good enough to have by-elections in the affected ridings. If we find out that there has been systematic electoral fraud organized by the ruling party of this country, then we need to dissolve this parliament, we need new elections, and we need to recertify that party.
The Harper government is hearing us today!
Are you going to stay angry about this? Are you going to keep organizing about this? Can Stephen Harper rest easy tonight? Can Stephen Harper rest easy tonight?
What happens after this? Heading over Big Piece Square now. Is there going to be other rallies in the future?
There will be rallies, I believe, across Canada. March 11th, the day of action has been called. Basically, the people who organize this, I think probably everybody here, we're going to keep coming out until this is settled to our satisfaction. We represent people from every province and every territory who are appalled in a wave of actions across